Welcome to York View, an up-close look at York County. In this episode, we will learn about county programs for the young and the young at heart as we focus on both the York County Youth Commission and the Senior Center of York. We will also take a look at the county's Economic Development Office and how they help both small and large businesses alike.
Safety, that kind of thing.
Up first, the Youth Commission acts as a voice for young York County citizens by serving as a link between the youth and the Board of Supervisors. As you will see in this next segment, they take their job seriously and have fun while doing it.
Call the meeting to order.
We have a youth commission in York County because the county leadership, specifically the Board of Supervisors, the county administrator, and the staff, feel that it's imperative that we are able to listen to the youth of our community as well as the adults.
It's just a really big deal, and I know it makes such a big impact on someone else's life.
These 15 members that make up the Youth Commission also represent the middle school and elementary school with respect to making sure that the Board of Supervisors in particular is aware, kept aware of issues related to our youth, K through 12.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I know how the federal government was considering not doing mail.
The mission of the Youth Commission is to take the ideas and opinions of the youth and how the youth think things should be run or any improvements that should be made to the county, and take those ideas and portray them to the Board of Supervisors so that the board can maybe take action or take the ideas into consideration to improve the county or change an aspect of the county that will please not only the youth but the entire county as a whole.
It's basically we're trying to represent the kids in York County, middle school, high school, elementary school, to the Board of Supervisors. Just so it's kind of like kids to adults, being that link in between us.
That's the biggest challenge of the Youth Commission, is to find out what their peers that they're representing, what do they really feel about county issues? Why do they like the county? Why don't they like the county? What would they like to improve in the county? What creative ideas do they have to bring about that improvement? That's what the Board of Supervisors really wants to hear, and that's the key mission of the Youth Commission, to be that link between the youth of the county and the Board of Supervisors.
I think that the public doesn't realize how close the Board of Supervisors listens and considers all the ideas and events that the Youth Commission comes up with.
Everybody's got their own feeling about what leadership is.
I've been privileged to see a lot of different board members assume the role as board representative to the Youth Commission. And one thing that I stress with the commissioners is that the entire Board of Supervisors, they really care about youth. It isn't just lip service, they really mean it. They actually challenge them, and Mr. Zaremba does that a lot. He challenges them to rock the boat.
Obviously, she's probably out of high school.
Our interactions with the board have been great. Mr. Zaremba, he comes to our meetings as much as he can, even though he's really busy. He comes and he talks to us. We discuss leadership, and he tells us what he thinks it is. Then he just listens to us and our meetings. I think it's pretty important because we go to the Board of Supervisors meetings and we tell them what's going on, and we kind of have a conversation, and they're involved more than a lot of people think.
Well, it looks like we have a very formidable group of young people here, and so we're excited to have you aboard.
I think the relationship is really good because a lot of the members attend meetings, so they get to hear our feedback, and when we go to the board meetings every other month, we give them quarterly reports about what we're doing.
The board seriously listens to what they bring to the table, and we can't always meet their requirements, their expectations, but to the extent that we can, and it makes sense, they're part of the 65,000 or so people who make up the county. Has been submitted to the board.
Going into the commission, I didn't think that they were going to be as understanding or listening to the commission, but they really work very closely to the commission and listen to the ideas and are very open to all of our ideas, no matter what they are. So we don't feel awkward or out of place by bringing up any type of ideas, because they listen and consider all of our ideas and opinions.
Adults, they used to be kids and teenagers and stuff, so I guess they have an idea of fun for us, but times change, so we have a different idea of fun, and then they can't think for everybody, so at least we can do our part, so they'll have a better understanding of what we want and our needs in the school system.
When we plan the special events, it takes a lot of teamwork and a lot of organization, so everyone has to be on the same page. We have to agree on everything in order for the event to work properly and effectively. So I think that by working with the commission that I've learned teamworking and team building skills.
They're responsible for organizing the annual ski trip.
We have a wintergreen ski trip, and so kids pay money for that, and we give, I think, half the profits to the organization of our choice. It makes me feel really good to know that we're giving back to people who don't have a lot, like cancer survivors and women and children who've been abused.
If you could pick the one thing you were going to do with the rest of your life and be happy about it every day, what would it be?
They're responsible for organizing once a year a motivational speaker.
To the parents in the room or the few students that might be a senior?
It's always the week after Thanksgiving. And what we do is we bring in a national youth speaker who addresses the students in the high schools, in assemblies, on matters of importance as far as character development is concerned.
They assist in that whole process by putting the word out through their network of students so that there's a fine turnout to try to make sure that there's a understanding as to why a particular event's going to take place that affects the students and the like.
When people decide to speed or drink and drive, smoke whatever it is they've decided to smoke and drive anyway, text message while they're driving, we throw common sense at the window.
In late August, we have a 2-day orientation session with the Youth Commission. It's a great time because the first day is usually at the Tab Library, and what they do there is they get a chance to meet some county officials, they get to learn about county government, have various small seminar type sessions going over the Youth Commission's bylaws and how we conduct business in a regular meeting and making motions and that kind of thing. And the following day, we usually go to a local outdoor challenge course, and they really learn a lot about team building and skills like that, and it's just fantastic to see them really bond as a unit.
We had a field day the second day that we all met, so I think that bonded with us because we had to do a lot of group bonding activities, so it's a good way to know each other.
And it's really not a difficult or stressful kind of role that you have to play. It's more of a, it's very relaxed, it's very open.
It's all 4 of our schools. It's Grafton, it's York, it's Tab, and it's Bruton. Everybody forgets about Bruton, but people from Bruton are on the Youth Commission. So it's kind of like a mix of everybody.
You get to interact with other kids your age that go to different high schools, and especially since we're in the upper part of the county, I don't really know a lot of kids from other York County schools.
But it was really nice because they can't afford Christmas presents for their kids.
They really want to make a positive difference in the world. Youth today are motivated to do that. They see the bigger picture that life is about more than just them, and they really want to make a difference in other people's lives.
They are our future leaders, be it leadership of York County, the Commonwealth of Virginia, this great nation of ours, and so they're a great bunch.
I find it rewarding, I guess you'd say, to see that your ideas, your voice had an impact on the community, and to see it in effect is really a cool thing to see.
I feel important every time we sit down and we start our meetings and we say, what do we want to discuss today? What do we want to change?
Just doing the volunteer work, all the things that helps the community and to see the community happy and just York County to be a successful and positive place to live. I think that's just a sense of accomplishment, and overall it was worth it joining the commission just for that sole purpose.
Not only is it fun, I feel like I'm making a difference and I'm being involved in something that's more than just my school.
The Youth Commission co-sponsors the annual Outstanding Youth Award Scholarship Program in conjunction with the Board of Supervisors. Nominations are due by February 17. For more information, visit the Youth Commission website at www.ycyc.info. The Board of Supervisors is currently accepting applications for the 2010 and 2011 Youth Commission. Once again, the applications are available at www.ycyc.info. The deadline is March 10. And if you want more information about the Youth Commission programs and events, or want to make a suggestion, just go to, you guessed it, www.ycyc.info. You can also call the Parks and Recreation Division at 890-3500. York County's Office of Economic Development is the county's one-stop shop for everything business. As you'll see in this next segment, if it's related to business, they can help.
The York County Office of Economic Development provides a full-service economic development program for York County. And that program is really broken into two parts, working with our existing businesses, providing a full-service business retention and expansion program, and then trying to attract inward investment into York County. I'm pleased to be standing here today in front of Great Wolf Lodge, which was a project that we worked on for over 4 years.
And that the noble leaders of the York County Chamber of Commerce do, with warm hearts and high hopes, officially welcome it to the ever-growing family of successful county centers of trade.
Not your typical economic development project, but we've taken a philosophy in York County that we don't just do traditional types of manufacturing or the old-fashioned smokestacks. That's really gone by the wayside. So today we really look at all types of economic development for the county, stretching really from retail and strategic locations, Lightfoot being the perfect example, tourist-related types of attractions like Great Wolf Lodge. And we really try to focus today more on high-tech types of industries. We target certain industries that we think would benefit from being in York County.
The Economic Development Authority has the ability to issue industrial development bonds, which gives low-interest opportunities to businesses. We also have an economic grant program that, under certain circumstances, we're able to assist in some of the developmental costs for these various businesses and make it a little more attractive for them to locate in York County.
The county actually has a lot of space to offer. The majority of the available space that we have is in the upper part of the county. Really, a lot of the developable land in the bottom half of the county, being the south end of the Route 17 corridor, everything is really built out. We have a couple of industrial parks with some available flex space, and we have a new office building coming, the Bionetics building, which will offer a little bit of space. A little bit in the Kiln Creek corridor, but for the most part, our economic development potential and opportunity is really in the Lightfoot area and the upper part of the county. We do have Town Park Corporate Center, which is in the upper part of the county. We also have Michael Commons. Those are two office developments with a little bit of flex space available. And then in the lower part of the county, we have York River Commerce Park, which the Economic Development Authority is working with us on developing right now. And then we also have Yorktown Commerce Center, and that is going to be about 93,000 square feet of commercial flex space, which will be available coming soon.
We have a very low tax rate, which is obviously attractive to businesses, and we have just a beautiful community to live in. So when I go out there and talk about quality of life, we really do have a great quality of life. So when companies come to visit here, I've got a terrific product to sell. We have a good product, but you've got to be out there working. There are a lot of good communities across the country, and so we've got to show why we set apart from those and why we'd be a better location for those companies. And I think we do a pretty good job with that. Part of that is having great resources like a good website.
Our business retention program, which is what I'm in charge of, is actually very comprehensive. We have a York Biz program, which stands for Business Improvement Zone, and that program consists of 16 pieces of just different assistance programs, some resources that we have to offer, a website portal with great resources and information for businesses. And this is people looking to start a business, anywhere from entrepreneurial information all the way up through someone who is an existing business who's looking to grow. So we really do offer the gamut of resources, information, demographic information, site selection information. Our office is pretty much an information broker. That's what we like to say. If we don't have the information you need, we're able to point you in the right direction and give you a contact for someone that can help you.
The Economic Development Authority started a program some years ago that addressed the economic blight on Route 17. A lot of the businesses had become somewhat unattractive and run down, so we created a grant program, and we went up and down Route 17 in Lower County to survey businesses that were in need of help. And so we offered grants to them to improve their businesses, to clean up their sites, and so on. And it's been very successful and makes that drive through York County much more pleasurable. What we have done in the past is we try to look for businesses that are going to bring new jobs to the county, well-paying jobs, people that are going to invest in equipment. Many of our industrial locations, people have a significant investment in their equipment to do a product.
But the other real benefit is those businesses pay significant taxes that help sustain our municipal services in the county. And the more businesses that you have and the more that they're able to contribute to the county, then the lesser the burden is on the residential side of the equation. So this allows our leadership to keep our tax rate for our residential real estate very, very competitive.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the 7th Annual Business Appreciation Week reception.
Our office actually hosts 2 events each year, and the first is held every May. It's a Business Appreciation Week event, and we hold it in conjunction with the state's Business Appreciation Week. And the main purpose of this event is to honor our existing businesses and to thank them for choosing York County as a business location. So what we do is we pick a different location in the county, and we host just a big reception. All current businesses are invited, and it's really just to say thank you. The second event that we offer is held every October, and it's called the Occasion for Business and Industry, and it's a dinner typically held at Great Wolf Lodge, and this is where we honor new investment in the county. So we honor folks who have either built a new building, expanded a current building, and so forth. It is a great chance to network, and it's truly a different crowd at each event, so it does provide networking opportunities for our businesses.
By and large, I think York County has just about everything a particular business may want. Unless it's a specialized need, I think we can always be very competitive. Sometimes people think economic development perhaps is a shorter-term process. It's a very long-term process. We can be working with companies for years before they finally make a decision. These are big, big investments and big decisions they're making, so they're very cautious. It's a very incremental process, and you've got to stay with it. So we spend a lot of time following up and going back and providing more information and whatever the companies may require. So it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
The Economic Development Office is offering a commercial development workshop on Wednesday, February 24 at the Freight Shed in historic Yorktown. For more information, go to www.YESYorkCounty.com. You can RSVP by calling 890-3317. To find out more about the York County Economic Development Office and their award-winning program for new and existing businesses, York Biz, visit www.YESYorkCounty.com. From line dancing to crafts to games and parties, the Senior Center of York offers a wide variety of programs for seniors 55 or better. If you haven't been to the Senior Center, take a look at what you're missing.
No, I don't know that one.
Back in 1990, Gloria Furby, who was then president of the Darby Furby Neighborhood Corporation, approached Ann Smith, who is our current community services director, about a need for a senior center, a place where folks could go together, come together, and discuss issues facing seniors and also be a part of a community. And Ms. Smith put together a citizens group, and they studied programs and tried to figure out how to open up a center with no funding. A great deal of help came from Lamont Myers, who was then the Industrial Development Authority's director, and he was able to secure a storefront.
I remember when it started, back in '91, it was one storefront. It was in Patriot Square. From there we moved around the corner from where we are now, and I think it was 2 rooms then, and now it's 3.
The Peninsula Agency on Aging agreed to pay the utility bills. And in 1991, the Board of Supervisors authorized a Senior Center of York resolution. And the Senior Center of York opened up officially on November 12, 1991 at Patriot Square.
Next on the agenda is old business. We have 15 members on the board. Then they're all volunteers. And then you have two county representatives that are also members of the board for advising.
We have board members, and we have the chairman, and we have vice chairman, secretary, treasurer, and we all work together very well.
Out, in, switch, out, in, switch. The staff people, like Lynn, she does a lot of the programming and is the background of getting a lot of things organized and keeping it running. And we discuss things at the board. We talk about activities, talk about the desirability. Do we need to add another class for this, or is there room for that? And a lot of times, even though it's an activity that would be desirable, we may not have the facility. So sometimes it's not an easy decision to make.
I'm the coordinator here at the Senior Center of York, and I help plan and coordinate programs and help to oversee the operation and keeping the front desk staffed.
I think the volunteerism up here is extremely important. People on the board are volunteers, and even though then you have staffers that are here, they're almost like volunteers. I think they enjoy being here.
So we're going to wash that elbow.
Our most popular program would be Body Recall. It's an exercise program.
She said hearts. I said, oh, that's really what I wanted you to say.
And bridge.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Line dancing. And we've seen rapid growth in art. A lot of interest in that. I would say those are the most popular ones. Some of the other programs that we have are knitting, crocheting, quilting, bingo, also very popular, AARP driving safety program. We have computer classes. We sponsor culture days about once a month where we'll look at the customs and heritage of certain groups of people. We do birthday bashes about once a month. We often have entertainment at those, and we recognize folks who have a birthday that month. We also have a dining club here on site through the Peninsula Agency on Aging, and folks meet here about 3 days a week for lunch.
How are you?
One of the services that are provided here also is from Fire and Life Safety. They come in on Wednesdays and they do blood pressure checks. A part of staying healthy and things like that is making sure that that's properly regulated, monitored.
She said hearts. I said, oh, that's really what I wanted you to say.
And like the playing of the cards, that's good for our minds to keep us young. The dancing or the body recall classes to keep our bodies moving.
You know, you have some people in their 60s and 70s who look like they're 80. And then you have the younger ones who seem to be like they're 50. It just seems to be a younger seniors that come here.
It just keeps people young, mentally. And if not, they just sort of, I don't know what they do.
I probably would be sitting home twiddling my thumbs, trying to think of how I can use the abilities I have for good. We put on a little show one time, a little pantomime show, and anytime I can contribute in that way is what I like to do.
I often hear folks even say to me when they go to see the doctors and things like that, that, you know, health-wise, they're in pretty good shape through our exercise programs like the Body Recall, the Tai Chi, and line dancing, and not just those, just being active, but some folks have even told me they feel like if they have gotten hurt, they heal a little bit faster through some of the programs and just, again, moving and being active.
And these are some that I couldn't part with.
One of the first special events I came to about 12 years ago at the center was a Victorian tea. And every year in May, the senior center puts on a tea, and the ladies come with their hats, and we have all these little teapots and teacups, and we have little petite sandwiches and the cakes and cookies.
Parties, I love parties. Tea parties, birthday parties, Valentine parties. No one goes home that hasn't won a gift at the Valentine party. Might take you all day to get it, but you get a gift.
They offer so many programs, and you see a range of all types of seniors here. And not only do we have York residents, but we sometimes have people from Hampton and Newport News that come to the center because it does offer so many wonderful programs. I can't say enough about it. I think it's wonderful.
This is a small town atmosphere here. You're not over on the south side where people are so busy and so involved and hustle and bustle. It's just the county itself is just a nice place to locate.
When it started in 1991, I thought, what a great idea. The first thing I did for the senior center was take a puzzle. You know, 500-piece puzzle. And they hadn't gotten any. It was that new, the place. And in all the years that have gone by now, so many people have brought puzzles. They've been put together, glued together, and in the kitchen, they're all over the walls.
Most people don't know that we have a senior center quite like this that has such a variety of activities going on at all times of the day and everything, and we're very active and growing. We're very much interested in living long and lifelong learning and being involved as much as we can and having a community.
Looks like you're our 250,000 patron into the center. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
This past year we had almost 20,000 patron visits. That is not unduplicated, but we had about 20,000 folks to come through.
If I haven't got anything better to do, I'm here. I mean, I do drop in just to chat with the ladies out at the desk. They're just a lot of fun.
Anyone who is 55 and older should come and at least tour the senior center, because it's worth coming in just to look at.
I could certainly say I'm so glad that it's here for us, because it's a necessary thing for the county. I just wish more senior citizens would take advantage of some of the really good programs we have here.
Yay, Senior Center.
But they didn't want me in the high school band.
The Senior Center recently finalized plans to expand their current location, so there's plenty of room for you and your friends to enjoy the many features the facility has to offer. A full listing of monthly events is available in the Observer newsletter. To subscribe to the Observer, visit the county's website at www.yorkcounty.gov and search for Senior Center. You can also call the Senior Center directly at 898-3807. The Senior Center is located in the Washington Square Shopping Center, 5314 George Washington Memorial Highway. That's all for this episode of York View. Hopefully you have found the program to be both informative and entertaining. Remember, you can always tune in to WYCG TV for all the latest in York County news, information, and entertainment. Thanks for watching. I'm Chad Edmondson.